Alright, Sooner Faithful. Well, the only way to turn that thing into a better outcome is to fix the season. The only way to fix the season is to go from 0-1 to 1-1 and not go 0-2. Now, that's going to be an issue. That's not going to be very much of an issue because ULM isn't quite the athletes that Ohio State and Houston are. But my Sooner Stumper, they have beaten a nationally ranked team in 19 attempts. They are 1-18 against nationally ranked opponents. Can you name the nationally ranked opponent that they beat? By the way, here's a hint for you. It happened back in 2012. When we return, give you the answer and all the information you need to know about ULM and Oklahoma. Be right back. Don't go away. Welcome back to the show, everybody. My name's Harry James Taylor. This is the ULM pregame. Speaking of ULM, the Sooner Stumper this week. ULM has a 1-18 record in 19 games against nationally ranked opponents. Can you name the nationally ranked opponent that they beat? And the hint was that it was back in 2012, and it was back in 2012 in Fayetteville, as University of Louisiana Monroe beat Arkansas in overtime 34-31. They were ranked 8th. Arkansas was when that game happened. What about this year's ULM team in Oklahoma, between ULM and Oklahoma this time around? Well, it's going to be played at Owen Field. A renovated Owen Field, by the way. Completely circled around. ULM and Oklahoma will play. Crossing enemy lines here for a second. Matt Viator. Viator is the new head coach at ULM. Has not finished with did not finish with a losing record at his alma mater at McNeese State. So he has not had a losing record since that time. And he went there and spent 10 seasons at his alma mater at McNeese State. The weather for Saturday night's opener in the newly renovated Owen Field, not going to be too bad. About in the 60s as it gets dark, so you might need a light jacket, but tailgating and all that, you won't need it. Leave it in your car for that. Might need it for the game, but hopefully not too bad in the 60s. The series overall 1-0. Oklahoma shut them out 34-0 back in 2013 when Oklahoma quarterback and now A&M quarterback Trevor Knight got the W in that season opener. This home opener will be played on Saturday, September the 10th of 2016. Channel information, call your local cable or satellite provider, or get on your tablet keyboards right here, type in Soonersports.com and do it that way. The game will kick off at 6 o'clock. I believe it's a 5 o'clock. The preview show starts at 5 o'clock. The game itself will have Brandon Burke, former NFL linebacker Brian Boldinger, and Christian Steckel will be on the sidelines hunting them down there. Of course, The Sooner radio broadcast, of course, as we all know, the voice of the Sooners, Toby Rowland. The veteran on the color analyzing, Merv Johnson, the coach, Merv Johnson. And sideline reporter Chris Plank out of Sports Talk 1400, Teddy Lehman out of Sports Talk 1400, and from the franchise 107.7 and 107.7 in Oklahoma City and 107.9 in Tulsa, that will be the big bad former linebacker Rufus Alexander. OU football home game remotes. Now this is for home games only. The OU tailgate party is across the street from the Casman Fieldhouse. You'll see Boomer. You'll see Sooner. You'll see the Sooner radio broadcast. Toby, Merv, Chris, Teddy, and Rufus. They'll all be there. You can also see Toby's other friends from Sports Talk 1400. They'll be on Campus Corner at Balfour. Across the street, right in front of O'Connell's, will be WWLS, the sports animal, with Al Eschbach and company. And at the corner of White and Asp, over there by Hertz Donuts parking lot in Norman, you'll see Rufus's buddies from the franchise 107.7 and 107.9 in Tulsa. All right, so that's what you get to do. That's what you get to see. What are we going to get? So that's what you get to experience off the field. But once you step into that awesome new stadium that they've now renovated, what will you be able to see? An Oklahoma team that scores 23 points a ball game, 124th in the nation. Yards per ball game is at 339. 393.0 at 112th in the nation. Points allowed, 33 points allowed per ball game, 159th in the country. And yards allowed per ball game at 410 at a $147th in the country. Now, don't freak out here, Sooner fans, because remember, the reason why it's all .0 is they just got done playing their first game of the season. And it's a pretty darn good Houston team, so it's not quite time to hit the panic button quite yet. It's only one loss, and we still have Ohio State to deal with next week. But this week, the Oklahoma Sooners are led, of course, by their fearless leader, Bobby Stoops. Big Game Bob, 17 seasons at Oklahoma. This is his 18th year now. He played at Iowa from 79 to 82, and he has spent all 18 years at Oklahoma, where the wind comes sweeping down the plains. Career wins are set at 179 for Big Game Bob, 179 wins to 46 losses. That is a .796 winning percentage. Of course, last year went 11-2, 8-1 in league play. Won the Big 12 outright championship, won the rings, everything to go with it. Oklahoma in bowl games the last few years, 8-8, 500. But division titles in the Stoops era: 2000, 2002, 2003, 04, 06, 07, 08, and 2010. All those were South Divisional championships. What about when they actually got to try on the rings? Of course, they had a few of those too. They won it back in 2000, 2002, 2004, 2006, 2007, 2008, 2010, 2012, and then, of course, we all remember last year in 2015, getting back to and making their first ever appearance to the college football playoff. Last game out came up just short by 10 points, losing 33-23 to Houston at RNG Stadium in Houston. A neutral site game, if you will. By the way, I promise this will be the last time I'll ever mention that, except when I'm going through it, but like in quotation marks. The University of Louisiana Monroe is who they'll play. ULM. Their head coach is Matt Viator in his first season at ULM. Last weekend, they played Southern and won that thing 38-21. So that means that points per ball game, they averaged 38 points per ball game. That's 65th best in the country. Yards per ball game, 533 yards per ball game. That is 34th. Points allowed per ball game, 21 points per ball game allowed. That's 103rd. And yards allowed per game, 376.0. That is 121st in the country. Now again, don't freak out. Don't panic about those stats because it is only game 1. So that's probably why the rankings are so high or so low for some teams. I mean, think about, real quick here, think about TCU. Think about what their points per ball game, their yards per ball game, allowed and given up. That's going to probably be pretty high, in my opinion. I haven't really looked into that yet, but it's probably going to be pretty high up there. ULM Warhawks. Of course, Matt Viator, as we already talked about, first season at ULM. Spent the last 10 years at his alma mater at McNeese State. Went there in 1986. That's when he graduated from McNeese State. He has a 78-33 winning percentage at McNeese State. That's 703 winning percentage. Now, McNeese State is FCS. So in FCS playoff, so FCS has like a little playoff. They do theirs a full-blown playoff. Not like ours where it's just 4 teams and the 4 teams are it's a full-blown playoff. In those playoff games, he's 2-5. 2 wins, 5 losses. That is a 400 winning percentage. Last season, though, with the ULM team that he's now coaching, went 2-11, 1-7 in league play. Their conference or divisional titles in the Stoops era, 2005, won the Sun Belt Division and conference title. ULM this year, 1-0, a win over Southern. All right, Sooner fans, thanks for watching. Coming up next week, Ohio State University, Urban Meyer, the 1 versus 2 in all of college football. That's going to be coming up next week, live from Owen Field. But till then, guys, thanks for watching, and Boomer Sooner. Keep it real, guys. I'm out of here.